This story comes from a ranger named Kay. She and her group were on a well-mapped side of a mountain where they were practicing high-elevation belaying. Now, belaying is a climbing technique that involves a climber's partner holding tension on a rope that's attached to the climber. That way, if the climber falls, they won't fall very far. They're practicing all morning, and they finally get to a midday meal break. And Kay decides she's got some business to do. So she walks off the trail about 50 yards to go do her business. So once she's done and she's ready to rejoin the group, she starts going back, but she only gets like 5 feet before she realizes she's lost. And not like I just can't find the path that I came in on lost. Kind of like what am I doing here lost? I mean, she has no idea where she is. She doesn't even know what state she's in. So she's standing there totally lost, and she's trying to figure out what it is that she's even supposed to do. But she realizes that the longer she stands there, the more confused that she's getting. So she realizes she just has to start walking. She just has to pick a direction and go. And as she's going, it's getting worse and worse, and to the point where she has no idea why she's even on the mountain anymore. And then she starts to hear a voice kind of in her head, kind of like if a frog could talk. And it was all kind of low and croaky sounding. And it was saying, it's okay. It's okay. All you need to do is find something to eat. Just eat. Eat. So she starts looking around for something to eat, and she realizes she's never been so hungry in her entire life. It's like her stomach is like a bottomless pit. That's now all she can think about is finding something to eat. Now, she has no concept of time, so she has no idea how long she's been out there when she hears the voice of a fellow park ranger, somebody from the search and rescue unit. And he's running at her, and he looks terrified. He runs at her, and he's asking, "Are you okay? What are you doing out here?" So as he's running toward her, Kay, without even really thinking about it, sees herself pulling her hunting knife out of her belt. And she's thinking to herself, I just have to eat. If I don't eat something, I will never be okay again. I just have to eat. Now the search and rescue guy sees her pulling out the knife, and so he backs off and says, Hey, what are you doing? Put the knife away. I'm here to help. I'm not gonna hurt you. And something about that snaps Kay back into reality. She knows exactly where she is, and she puts the knife away and goes running to him and says, how long have I been gone? And she's thinking he's gonna say like a half an hour or something. And he tells her she has been gone for 2 days. And not only has she been gone for 2 days, but she has gone over 2 peaks and almost to the other side of the mountain. And had they not run into her, she would have eventually run into 300 miles of dense forest. They never would have found her. And of course, she doesn't know what to think. To her, no time has passed at all. But she doesn't say anything. She just goes back with them back to the rendezvous point and eventually to HQ, where she is airlifted to the hospital to make sure that she's okay. And when she gets there, they run all kinds of tests to try to figure out what happened. And as best as they can guess, it was some kind of fugue state, which is kind of like amnesia, or maybe just a small seizure that put her brain out of whack for a little while. It never happened again, but now she never goes into the woods alone. And people give her a hard time about having to go with her when she has to leave the group for any reason. But she just tells them that listening to her pee is better than losing her for 2 days on a freezing mountain.